Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rucha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to you sincere, hopeful, elect Akim, striving to be of my Rabbi, a lot. That's to say 144,000 in the Lashawan Kodash. All right, the 144,000 is what we are striving to be a part of. So I'm gonna come back to you with another lesson. And as you can see, this was a photo that a brother had posted on the chat yesterday. And you can see it reads, Donald Trump calls for immediate removal of homeless people in Washington, D.C. We will give you places to stay, but far from the capital. Okay? So now pretty much it's they're making it a crime to be homeless. You know, the society that we live in, a lot of times people that are homeless not because they want to be homeless, but because, you know, they don't have a roof over their head. They might have lost their job. They might have lost their job, and now they can't make ends meet to sustain a roof over their head. You know, they might apply for certain housing and things of that nature. A lot of these so-called black women, right, get on Section 8 and things of that nature. I have a good job. You know, I have a decent job to where they can afford to pay rent themselves. But they'll milk the system and get, you know, Section 8, when that Section 8 can actually go to people that really need it. You know what I'm saying? Like these homeless people. All right, so this society is completely jacked up, and now, you know, these homeless people are about to end up in a concentration camp. Okay, because they're not about to take these homeless people to some exhort, you know, some exhort that you know, is used in the summertime for rich, wealthy people. All right, but we're gonna use it to house these homeless people. Okay, no, they're gonna take them right to a concentration camp, and they're gonna be pretty much lumped up with the migrants, the immigrants. You know, that's what's coming, man. Okay, and really, what came to mind was the movie Soylent Green. All right, in the movie Soylent Green, you had the population, you know, you had pretty much assisted suicide. All right, the population, you know, people just wanted to commit suicide for whatever reason, and they would go to this shop, this warehouse type shop, and they would you know, they would kill you. And then the character Charleston Heston came to the realization that the people that they was killing by way of this assisted suicide were being put into this new food product called Soylent Green. So people were pretty much cannibals. So, you know, it might be a stretch, but that came to mind for me. I was like, what if these homeless people that they, you know, end up housing wherever they house them at, you know, when they die, they just put them in the food. All right, because they're already in a lot of these fast food chains. They already do put human flesh in these in a lot of this food that people was eating. So I wouldn't be surprised if it got worse. Okay, so once again that movie Soylent Green came to mind based upon Donald Trump saying that he's gonna sweep up all these homeless in Washington D.C. All right, so let me get some scriptures now. This is Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 15. It says, the rich man's wealth is his strong city, and the destruction of the poor is their poverty. Okay? Let me read that in the NLT. In the NLT it reads, the wealth of the rich is their fortress. Okay, so these people that got money, people like Jeff Bezos, Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, all right, those type individuals. That wealth that they have, it's a fortress for them. All right, it can get them out of all kind of predicaments. It can put them in certain predicaments, certain situations. Okay, that's their fortress, man. It's like a you got a fortified castle. It's you got a mansion, but it's fortified. All right, with high walls. Okay, defensive, it's defended. That comes about by way of having wealth. All right, and what's it say? It says the poverty of the poor is their destruction. So a lot of these poor people that in Washington D.C. in particular, being that that's where Trump is starting at, simply by them being poor, it's gonna cause them to be put to death some way, somehow. Especially if they get carted off into a concentration camp. You think they're gonna let them homeless people leave up out of there without a permanent address? Here it is, you go to a concentration camp or whatever they want to call the place that they're going to be sending these homeless people to. And these homeless people aren't going to be able to just leave at will. You know what? I'm fine. I want to leave. I don't want to be here no more. Oh, well, you have to have a permanent residence. And you got to give us an address where you get mail at. Something like that in order to leave. And how are those people going to do that? They're not going to be able to do that. So they're going to be stuck like Chuck, man. All right? So that poverty is going to force them to be destroyed. And that's unjust. Okay? We're dealing with an unjust devil here. Okay? So grab this precept, Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. NLT, it says, when the godly are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked are in power, they groan. And there's going to be a lot of groaning, all right, going on by way of the homeless population here in America, because pretty much everything's being targeted. Everything and everyone is being targeted. Okay? And that's because this is an unjust society that causes people to mourn. To be in a state of grief. All right? So that pretty much concludes the lesson. I just wanted to bring that out in Abarazazah. That was edifying. Until next time, shalom.